Welcome to another video. Now this one might be a little controversial because I know how popular flipping properties is, and I know there are lots of videos on YouTube of people saying how great it is and how they've taken profits of 10, 20, even £30,000 from one deal. But to be honest, I'm sort of against flipping properties, and you probably won't find many people talking about this. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about why flipping properties is just not for me and why you should seriously consider never flipping a property. And if you stick around to the end, I'm actually going to be showing you a real example of me when I purchased my first investment property, and I'm going to go through the figures and then I'm going to compare them to what would have happened if I would have flipped that property over keeping hold of the property. So firstly, just to be clear, flipping properties involves you buying a property below market value, renovating it, increasing the value, and then selling it on for a profit. Now, all this sounds great. However, there is one major drawback which really bugs me. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I'm all about building wealth, investing, and increasing my net worth. So to me, selling such a great investment, such as an investment property, is detrimental to your long-term wealth. And yes, I know there will be people out there screaming at me saying you can make £20,000 in a relatively short space of time, and then you can invest this in another property. And yes, I totally agree. However, when you see the figures that I'm going to go through now, you might just realise that actually keeping hold of a property rather than flipping it is far better for your long-term wealth. Now, an investment property is an asset, and one thing I've learned over the years is to always try and acquire assets and offload your liabilities. So to me, selling a property is selling an asset, and I don't like selling assets. So when I first purchased my first investment property, the cost of the house was £54,000, and I put down a £14,000 deposit. Now, this house needed a complete renovation, and the only two good things about it were the electrics were good and the windows were good. Apart from that, everything needed doing. Now, I actually managed to do this full renovation for a ridiculously low cost of £5,500. And I know this doesn't seem to add up right, but I did actually do 90% of the work myself. And this included fitting a new bathroom, building a flat pack kitchen and fitting that, all the decorating, any little outside jobs. So yeah, most of the work was actually done by myself over the period of 3 months, which obviously saved on a ton of labour costs. So once the property was done, it was then valued at £80,000. So I'd spent £54,000 buying the property, of which I put £14,000 deposit down. I spent £5,500 on a refurb, and then there were around £2,000 in fees. So in total, it was £61,500 for this property completely done. That's a profit of £18,500. Not bad, and I could have walked away after 3 or 4 months with a very nice profit. So why didn't I sell the property and take the £18,000 profit? Now, the truthful answer is because this asset would make me a hell of a lot more money over the coming years if I kept hold of it, rather than selling it and taking a quick buck. So let's take a look. Now, here's the best bit. Well, in my opinion anyway. After 2 years of owning this property, I could remortgage that property without paying any repayment charges or fees or anything like that. And I could also then take out the equity that was built up in that property. And also, after another 2 years, the value of the property had gone up again, so it was now worth £85,000. So this meant that I could now get a mortgage for £63,750. Now, the current mortgage was £40,000, as I put in £14,000 originally as a deposit. So the new mortgage after 2 years was £63,750. So that's £23,750 more. So this meant that the original £21,500 outlay that I originally put in to buy the property, do the refurb and the fees and all of that, was now back out and in my pocket. All that money I originally put in was now back to me, and I still owns the property. Not only that, but I was actually a couple of £1,000s up after doing all of this. But that wasn't the end. The mortgage on this property was £120 per month, and the rent that I was receiving was around £430 per month. So this gave me a profit of £310 per month. Now, I'll knock off a 10% contingency because there were little repairs, gas certificates and things like that. So the overall profit on this property per month is £280 before tax. So I rented this out for the first 2 years, giving me £6,750 profit. So after 2 years, all of this money that I originally put in the property was back out, plus I'd made an extra £8,970 through rentals. Now you may be thinking, yeah, that's great, but you could have took £18,500 profit straight away, rather than waiting 2 years to make just over £8,000. Yes, however, here's the deal breaker, so to speak. This house is worth £85,000, as we know, and the new mortgage is for £63,750, as we know. So that means I have £21,250 equity in this property, and that's after I've taken out all my original money that I put in, plus the extra money that I've been making on the rent for those 2 years. So let's compare the two. So now I'm going to compare what would have happened if I'd have sold the property compared to keeping hold of the property. So flipping the property would have given me £18,500 profit, minus any solicitors' selling fees, plus tax and things like that. So we'd probably be talking around £15,000 profit, maybe less. Now, keeping hold of the property has actually given me over £30,000 profit. Now that is amazing. But not only this, the property will continue to make me over £3,300 profit per year through rentals, plus any capital appreciation in the future. Now, I totally understand that people do need to make cash quickly, and that's probably the main reason why people flip properties, and that is completely fine. But if you can, you should really hold on to your investment property for the long run, because doing this will far outweigh the benefits of selling it straight away. And as you've just seen from my example, the difference between keeping hold of the property, even for a few years, is far better than flipping the property for a quick profit. Now, there are a couple of other reasons why I never flip a property. And the first one is, to be honest, in my area, there are not a great deal of opportunities that come on the market where the numbers work out well. So they are difficult to find. And secondly, I don't like paying solicitors' fees and stamp duty, which isn't cheap, for them to pay a load more fees again 2 or 3 or 4 months later. And thirdly, renovating a property takes up a lot of time, and I don't want to be exchanging my time for money. And this is another great reason why you should hold on to a property, because an investment property, your money is working for you rather than you working for money. Now, I don't want to be exchanging my time for money, so building up assets like this is a great way to not only achieve greater wealth, but you will also achieve financial freedom, which in turn gives you more time to do the things that you enjoy doing the most, which, in my opinion, that's what life should be about. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and I hope that you got a better understanding of the comparisons in flipping a property over keeping hold of a property. And if you did like the video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back very soon with more videos on property, investing and general wealth building. Oh, and don't forget to leave your thoughts, your current situation and any questions in the comments below.